This stuff goes a long way in terms of helping out less fortunate individuals, both athletes and people that use cycling and riding for commuting to and from work, to and from schools.
Okay, so we're headed down to Costa Rica for our charity cycling trip, and this is all the gear that we're bringing. And Heavy Pedal is a big sponsor, a bunch of helmets. And Dan, why don't you go over all the things that we're bringing?
Sure. So for the Pura Vida Cycling Challenge, it's 5 days riding in Costa Rica, bringing gear down to underprivileged riders. So what we have is piles of new jerseys from the Heavy Pedal still in the packaging. We've got donations of new and used jerseys that are probably a foot tall here. We got brand new bibs from the Heavy Pedal. We have bibs and full kits back there in that pile. And that's from friends and network donations here in Phoenix, Arizona from friends that we ride with. We've got 4 pumps. We have a really nice factor frame there, a carbon factor frame. We've got all kinds of components. We've got bottom brackets, we've got stems, we have crank sets, we have chain rings, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 6 sets of bars, both carbon and aluminum bars that are very nice. We've got helmets, we've got new saddles, we've got used saddles, we've got brand new tires, tubes, we've got some lightly used pedals here as well, some new socks from the Heavy Pedal. So all of this stuff goes to riders in need and riders that really, in developing countries, a bike is used to get to work, to get to school. It's used as a means of transportation. So not only to keep riders on the road for sport, but also from an economic standpoint, this stuff goes a long way in terms of helping out less fortunate individuals, both athletes and people that use cycling and riding for commuting to and from work, to and from school. So this is an awesome haul. We're gonna pack this stuff up into plastic totes. We're going to take it on the flight tomorrow, and this will be well received. We ride with a group of locals down there, anywhere from 30 to 50 every day for these 5 days. Some of this gear will be on their bikes after the first day. So these saddles, these helmets, these shoes, this gear will be put to use immediately, and it's super cool to see. Thank you to everybody who helped contribute to this event and to this charity, Pura Vida.
And then how much would all this gear cost if these people were to purchase the gear new?
It's almost priceless. When you look at components and what they cost in the US, you have to double it as far as what they're going to cost in Latin America. You've got import duties, you've got a bureaucratic engine that inflates prices down there, and that's for cell phones, that's for bike components, that's for vehicles. Everything down there is more expensive. So when you talk about people that don't earn as much, and the barrier to entry in this sport is having to pay double for components, double for kits, if you put a value on this, it would easily be north of 50 grand and probably significantly higher than that.
Now, you told me a story about a guy that used to be a professional cyclist, or he was riding for a club team, super strong rider, and then you saw him a couple years after that, and he was no longer cycling.
Correct. So down there, because there's a barrier to entry, and that's buying a bike and being able to keep a bike up and buy the components for it, down there the elite riders get sponsored by a club, and the club gives them a bike. So they will ride for that club and perform, and this rider was an elite world-class level rider. But once he left that team, he didn't have an opportunity to continue with the sport of cycling because the barrier to entry is he was going to have to buy his own bike. So by us bringing stuff down, he can now continue to ride his bike.
To get a free copy of the 12-step guide that I created for you, click on the link in the description below.
He can now continue to enjoy a bike, and again, to use as transportation as well. So this stuff opens doors for underprivileged communities and is a huge, huge benefit.
So if someone wants to contribute to the cause, because you go a couple times a year.
Yep.
And if someone wants to contribute, or if they want to join you, how do they learn more?
So on our website, PuraVidaCyclingChallenge.com, that's where you'll see more information about our charity. There's an entire section there dedicated to the charity. You'll see videos and photos of this stuff being distributed to that team. There's even like some videos of guys saying thank you. They get a brand new frame and they get a new bike and they're on the road. So there's information on PuraVidaCyclingChallenge.com. We do have social media as well, puravida.cycling. Anyone that wants to contribute that can't go on the event, that's fine. We can make arrangements to either ship their gear here and we'll take it down on the next trip, but we can certainly make arrangements for that as well.
Tell me about the 5 days of riding that we're going to do.
So the 5 days of riding, it's 5 consecutive days. We start this coming Saturday is day 1. The last day is Wednesday. Each day takes you up and down the mountains in Costa Rica. They are amazing rides. They're challenging, they're hard, but you really get to see the country, and seeing the country on 2 wheels is amazing. You go through little mountain towns, you stop in fruit stands to drink out of a coconut and eat fresh fruit. You stop in the little parks in the center of the mountain towns that have the church and the park set up. So it's not a race, it's a bike tour, but it is extremely challenging. You're gonna do 40,000 feet of climbing in 5 days. Our longest day is about 85 miles, our shortest day is 50 miles. But within those miles, there is a lot of chicken on the bone. There is a lot of up and down, screaming descents, very nice roads, low traffic. And the best part is the local crew rides with us. There are guides. They're telling us the history of the coffee farm that we're riding through, the sugarcane plantation. And you get a sense, it's really a cultural experience and a cycling celebration. So that's what it's all about. It's a rolling cycling celebration for 5 days with very challenging terrain, but a really beautiful way to see the country.
Now, when I think of Costa Rica, I think of dirt roads, and I think of like it wouldn't be fun on a road bike. But what's the truth?
So the truth is, the infrastructure in the country's come a long way. There is still a lot of dirt. We don't ride on that dirt. We ride in small mountain roads, rural roads that are paved and in good shape. There's a huge mountain biking community down there as well, and there's some epic mountain bike races that go across the country. But there is also a very strong road cycling culture down there. Andre Amador is a pro rider who's been in the pro peloton for the better part of 15 years now, that came out of one of those little mountain towns in Costa Rica. And me living down there for 7-8 years, the friends that we're riding with, this crew, is the people that I rode with for many years while I lived down there. So this is kind of my personal network, but there are a ton of very qualified, high-level, world-class riders that come out of these countries because they're going up and down nonstop. They're built for it. They have the stature for it as well. So the roads are nice. The riding is definitely challenging, but anyone can make it if you're willing to grind. So Tim, you're gonna grind, Sierra's gonna grind. We're gonna get you to the finish line each day, and we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
Awesome.
If you got value from this video, if you heard what you needed to hear, be sure to like it. Comment if you've got a question or you have something to say. Subscribe to the channel. Camelback Recovery provides treatment services for people struggling with mental health, mental illness, addiction, alcoholism, whatever it may be. So if you or a loved one is struggling and you need some guidance and you need some direction, reach out to us. Our contact information is down below, or you can go to our website, camelbackrecovery.com, whether it be detox, inpatient treatment, outpatient treatment, sober living, recovery coaching, sober companion services, whatever it may be. Like I said, we can either help you or make sure that you get sent in the right direction. We help people all over the country, all over the world for that matter. I'll see you on the next video.